I remember I asked this 15 or 16-year-old what he wanted to do with life. And the first thing he said to me was, um, I don't know, go to uni or something. This young man at 16 was so fixated about girls and having fun that he actually didn't know what he wanted to do. And he just spewed out what he was told to spew out. Like in school, you're just told to go to university after school. So he just like, oh yeah, I'll just probably go to uni. And I was just pondering and thinking, and I was like, no wonder why our generation is struggling with purpose. Depression rates are flying through the roof. Men are committing suicide 4 times more than women. Men are never looked at. Men are disrespected and not treated as they should be. And men right now are the most depressed that they've ever been in their life. Alexander the Great became king at 20. King Baldwin IV became king at 13. And Osama bin Zayd radiallahu anhu became a commander of the army at the age of 17. And I'm here making these random YouTube videos for you at the age of 20. But I know a thing or two about changing your life. From playing FIFA and destroying myself in bad habits and being in total depression until 3-4 a.m. at nighttime, I now wake up at 5:30 a.m. every single morning. I overcame my depression. I started side hustles. So I have an idea and I have a pretty good understanding of how to stop wasting your life. Stop obsessing over purpose. You're probably a young man right now, as I am. I'm only 20 years of age. What I realize is that we are not supposed to have a grand purpose. We're not supposed to have this dream at nighttime where like, oh, one day I'm gonna wake up from this dream and conquer the entire world and be the king. No, like we're not supposed to have that kind of purpose as we believe that we're supposed to. If you don't know your purpose, that's good. That's fine. That's okay. We're both young. We're both supposed to figure this out as time goes on. What's crazy is that me and you are so much more similar than you probably expect. Men are simple. We just want to become the best versions of ourselves. We want to have status. We want to have a princess beside us. We want to live a good life. We want to be part of that team. Like that team. The team that either you love or people absolutely fear. We want to be, we want to feel important. We want to have like status. That's men. Men are simple. We want to take care of our friends and families. And what's already great is that those are our core values. And as Muslims, we've already been given our purpose. Our purpose is to please and worship Allah. And we all have these same core values, just become the best versions of ourselves. But the issue is the modern world has stripped our desires away from us. Instead, they gave us stuff like video games. And they put all of our core desires, the brotherhood, the status, the skill, the importance, the respect, they put all of that in video games. We play 4-player squads on Fortnite. We're the best team. We destroy everyone. We have status. We feel important. We do all of that in a video game, but in real life, we're still sort of loser-like. In real life, we're still out of shape. We're still fat. We're still depressed. We still don't have any status in real life. So we escape to these video games to do that. We can achieve all of those core desires in a video game with half the effort. Imagine trying to get a beautiful, dangerous team of brothers. Imagine trying to become an actual masculine, dependable leader. That's gonna take a long time in real life. And so we rather do that in video games. And that's why we are not mature in real life. That's why we're not taken seriously. That's why we're not looked at, because we're so soft. We're so female-like. We're so feminine now because we just chase comfort. And you know who else chases comfort? Females. So why did Osama bin Zayd radiallahu anhu, why did Alexander the Great, why did King Baldwin IV become such commanders and such kings at such a young age? It's because they were a lot more mature than us, bro. They were so much more mature than us. They were so much more ambitious than us. They had big visions at such a young age because they went through the hardships that we failed to go through. But good news, because us, can become a lot more masculine and a lot more ambitious and mature in literally 2 or 3 weeks time if we just do the right things. Going from a boy to a man. This is a disclaimer. I'm nowhere near on the level of an actual real man because I know I have to improve so much more than you know. But even we all know this, a boy and a man is not the same despite being the same gender. And this isn't some LGBT BS. This is the truth. A boy and a man is different. A boy is a little child, someone who acts like a child, someone who plays like a child, someone who doesn't take life seriously. But a man is a mature leader. A man is someone who is now focusing on different things in life. Someone who's actually a man, who's mature. And how we get from a boy to a man is by going through responsibility and going through some level of hardship, because that hardship actually hardens us and makes us more tough. And the moment we become more mature is the moment we become more respected. You see, what I've noticed from my aunties and uncles, especially my aunties and uncles, is that, and I don't want to speak bad about them, but most wives don't respect their husbands. And frankly, because they don't like their husbands, they don't respect their husbands. And we know women operate on respect. We understand that fully. And so whenever a woman does not respect their husband because they're soft, because they're timid, because a lot of reasons, how could the wife love their man? Husbands these days always choose comfort. They're too scared, or they complain for everything. They complain when the weather is raining. They're scared to do everything. They let their wife do everything for them, even the manly activities, to the point where the wife doesn't respect their husband anymore. And why would a woman want a boy? They want a real man who can lead them. So it's sad, but women these days are forced to act like a man and a woman at the same time, because the men are not really men anymore. You see how everything I spoke about relates back to weak men. Every single thing related back to weak men. The reason why we have all of these issues is because of weak men. The reason why we have these suicide issues is because of weak men. The world wants us to be weak. They want us to be weak. And I want to break that. I want to be the one who can break this endless cycle. Weak men create hard times when we understand that, but we need to step up and stand up against the torturing, stand up against the devils of this world. It's our time for us young men to stand up for the first time ever against these devils who want to destroy us and who want to make us women and who want to transform us into creatures that we don't even know. I want to show them our team, our tribe, who doesn't respect and who doesn't listen to the random stupidity that's going on right now. I want our tribe, our team, that killer team, to be one of the pioneers of this movement of young men. You see, there aren't many teams and tribes that are really standing up against, these evils, and I want us to be one of them. So, how do we actually stop wasting our life? Listen, the only reason why we're depressed is because we're living in fakery and comfort and we have no motivation. We're living a fake life. And we're living a life that destroys ourselves each and every day. We choose to self-sabotage ourselves every single moment of our day. We convinced our brains we were strong, we were masculine, we had, that status. But then whenever we close that laptop, whenever we turn off our PS5, we go back to real lives. We don't have any of that. And so we're depressed. We're sad. We have nothing to achieve for, because if the game was fake, the game was just a screen. And whenever we turn that off, we come back to reality. What we have to do is we have to delay our gratification and embrace discomfort as much as possible. And I know you've heard of this, but as I've mentioned earlier, to prove this to you, is the reason why we're boys instead of men is because we've been chasing comfort this entire time. So we never pushed ourselves to become hardened. We never hardened ourselves like a stone. We never hardened ourselves like a diamond. You know how diamonds form? By going through some level of intense pressure. This isn't like some level of joke. This is scientifically proven. And so, in order for us to become men, we have to take responsibility of our lives and do the right things, especially when we don't feel like doing them. And what's amazing, my friend, is the fact that we're almost there already. Like, you may have feel like, oh, I don't know, I never did anything like this before, or I don't know if I have the energy to go to the gym or or meditate or pray. My friend, you are almost there. You already made progress, and you might be like, well, how? Because Allah, God, put this level of energy inside of you already. You might have not noticed it already, but you have something called testosterone. And testosterone increases the more we do hard things. Testosterone increases the more we are on our purpose and doing the hard work, especially when we don't feel like doing them. And what's amazing is that when testosterone increases, we become more of that aggressive, that more of a adventurous man. When our testosterone increases, we become more of a man. And so if you want to become more of a man, we just have to do the hard things. You see how all this correlates? The moment you step into the gym, your testosterone increase. The moment you do your first workout, your testosterone increase. And at the end of the workout, when you look at your bicep and he has your first ever pump, and it's so much bigger than how it looks like normally, you will feel like you just climbed Mount Everest. And you will look at yourself with so much love. So I recommend you do it. So here are some action steps for you. Just delay as much gratification as possible. And that means instead of going and waking up and going on your phone right away, I would embrace some level of discomfort, and I would maybe put your phone in a different room, or if you want to actually foolproof this, I would delete Instagram for a little bit. For maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I would delete Instagram and I would live without it. And I would rather, instead of when I wake up, instead of going on Instagram and scrolling, I would wake up and I would pray. I would pray. I would maybe do some journaling, because I know that's what's going to better my mental health. I know that's what's going to cure my depression. And so we want to wake up and do the good habits and stop the bad habits and delay them as much as possible. We want to wake up and live with a routine. We want to live with a daily routine, a morning routine where we can stay disciplined and we can do the right things. And what's amazing is that if you just do these good habits for the next 2 weeks, not only will your depression go away, but you will start to find purpose. You will start to improve, and you will finally start to live life again. And I'm telling you, in just a few weeks, you will no longer be a little boy anymore. You're going to be a mature male. You're going to be, inshallah, finally a man. And I'm not saying this from a person, like, I'm not trying to act like I'm a man. I'm only 20 years of age. I know I've matured a lot. And if you looked at me from a year ago, even 2 years ago, I look at that self like a complete different person. I have a lot of stories that I want to share with you. 2 years ago, how I was so feminine. I was so just in my dark times. And I will share with them one day. So if you found this valuable, subscribe to join the movement, because I actually want this team, our tribe, to stand up against this. I want to have this team, that team. If you watch the anime Tokyo Revengers, I want to be like Tomon or something, like that team everyone looks up to. Hopefully you find this valuable, and I'll see you in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. Bye. Love you.